Hey, welcome to Coffee Break. My name is Matt Worobec. Today I have with me Jaime Campbell-Cushnie. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy Coffee Day. So, Jaime, could you just fill in people at home on their phones, wherever, I guess it's not at home anymore, what you do here at Sherpa?
I'm the art director, so I help the creative team get their ideas together, execute, make sure everything's looking tip-top for our clients, and get their sales going.
The key to everything. So, brought you on today because I wanted to talk about something that I feel like touches on a lot of people's pain points. So, getting the most out of your creative agency. So you've decided who you want as your agency. You've engaged, you've signed the contract, and you're sitting in the room. What is the next move for a client to get the most out of their creative side, a creative department?
What really helps us would be for the client to understand their goals and have them kind of a goalpost set in mind, so we know what we're going for. Because when that changes a lot, people end up spinning their wheels. If they have an idea of what they want their brand to say, if they don't really have solid branding down yet, that's something we can help them with. And I think that's really should be the first step before you're thinking of anything like ads or any other campaigns that are going to get rolled out.
So almost like they should be coming in on top of all the ideas and stuff. They should really be coming in with almost like a portfolio of what they've done in the past.
Yeah, that would be great. And even if they want to bring in stuff that they like their bar that they'd like to reach in terms of like competitors or other even in other industries. Yeah.
And who's usually in on those meetings as far as creative?
Like a kickoff meeting? Usually myself and an account manager. Depending on the project, if there's something like video or more specialized things they're looking for, we'll bring in an expert on that. But yeah, as many people as possible, usually. I like.
If budget allows.
Yeah, if the budget allows, the more the merrier.
So touching on bringing in work and maybe even past work, but I feel like there's a very fine line between having constructive, being constructive with what you're showing, and then also pigeonholing a creative department with, we want this and this and this. How do you straddle that line between all that?
I think it's important for the client to keep their mind open and not to be too specific with if they have samples, not to say, I need this bar like this. If they have ideas of what they like, that's great, but it's important to give creatives freedom. Otherwise, they can't do their best work.
Yeah. And you're going to get the best return really is when you give them a kind of free rein.
Yeah, they know what they're doing, they're experts, and they want to do the best work that they can, and when they're being handcuffed to something, it makes it hard.
Yeah. Seen that way too many times probably.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips for people that are maybe even in the agency life to keep, I've seen how you keep projects on a timeline and within goals and all that. Do you have any tips on how you do it?
I love it if when we kick off, the client has, say it's a website, they have an estimated go live date. So we at Sherpa tend to build out a Gantt. If we need programming to start by a certain date, we need homepages, designs approved by this date, and then we can design out everything else and so on and so forth. So we build a timeline from the beginning so we can stay on track. And then if anything strays off, then we have to push things back, and we we're always trying to keep the client's goalpost in mind.
Right. And sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah.
That was really bad.
I was speaking to Piper, who's an account manager here, and she's speaking of just kind of keeping clear communication with the client at all times. Are you, as the art director, are you in communication with the clients, or is that generally the AMs?
It's generally the AMs. Sometimes I'll kind of poke my head in if there's something more technical that we need to talk about that the AM doesn't have experience with, but yeah, typically it's the AMs.
That's cool. So maybe you can give us a couple pointers on what are the best ways to get the most out of someone's agency of record on the creative side, of course. If you were to talk to a client right now. So.
I think just keep your mind open and let them do their thing, and try not to have like a concrete expectation in mind, because creatives are really great at doing what they think is best, and if you have something in mind already and they don't hit that, you're just going to be disappointed, but what they've done might be better than what you're thinking anyway. Yeah.
And more unique as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you're paying the big bucks for.
Exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, just to finish things off, is there anything that you're looking forward to in 2020 as far as creative projects?
Well, we're doing a lot of fun work with Keef Cannabis, so I would say they're going to start their packaging soon, and they're going to have their production license and start launching strains, so that's really exciting, and it's, kind of a creative's dream is, the sin kind of brands, like the alcohol and the weed, and so I find that fun, and can I say that?
Of course. Sin brands. I like that.
The vices of the world.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really fun. I'm just looking forward to moving onward and upward.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for your time and conversation.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
See you guys next time.